8 useful aluminum foil tricks you may not know. Today I'll show you some simple and different aluminum foil tricks. I bet there are a few here that you may not know yet. So be sure to watch until the end to find out which ones they are. I'm Tracy. Let's get started. First, you can use aluminum foil to clean the bottoms of old pots and pans in your home. After being used for a long time, almost every pot eventually develops dark, stubborn stains that are difficult to remove no matter how hard you scrub. A simple way to deal with this is to pour about 2 liters of water into a large pot and begin heating it. Add 2 tablespoons of baking soda and 80 milliliters of vinegar, then stir well. The mixture may foam and rise slightly, but this is a normal reaction, so there is no need to worry. Place a sheet of aluminum foil at the bottom of the pot, then set the dirty pot into the cleaning solution. Boil it for about 10 to 15 minutes to give the stubborn buildup time to soften. After that, carefully remove the pot and use the same sheet of aluminum foil from the pot. Crumple it into a ball, then scrub away the softened stains. You may be surprised by how much more easily the dirt comes off. Once you are finished, the old pot will look cleaner, brighter, and almost new again. Next, you can use aluminum foil to seal the opening of a bag, especially bags of ingredients such as nuts, cereal, or snack packages that can easily absorb moisture after being opened if they are not sealed properly. First, push the contents down toward the bottom and wipe the opening of the bag clean. Fold the top of the bag over, then place a piece of aluminum foil over the area that needs to be sealed so that the foil is positioned between the folded edges of the bag. Next, set an iron to low heat. Once it is warm, gently move it back and forth over the aluminum foil several times, avoiding leaving the iron in one spot for too long. The heat will help seal the 2 edges of the bag together, while the foil protects the bag from direct contact with the iron. Once the foil has cooled, remove it and check that the seal has closed just like it was originally. This method keeps the ingredients more securely stored and helps prevent moisture spills and spoilage, making it extremely useful. Another very useful tip is to use aluminum foil to keep cucumbers fresh longer in the refrigerator. First, completely dry the surface of each cucumber, then wrap each one tightly in a layer of aluminum foil. The foil helps reduce moisture loss and limits direct exposure to the cold air inside the refrigerator. Once they are wrapped, place them in the crisper drawer. For an easy comparison, I will leave 2 additional cucumbers beside them without wrapping them in foil. After 3 days, the wrapped cucumbers still look fresh, feel firm, and show no signs of wilting. Meanwhile, the 2 unwrapped cucumbers have already started to soften, release moisture, and look noticeably less fresh. This shows that aluminum foil is truly effective at keeping cucumbers fresh. You can use this method to help cucumbers stay crisp longer and reduce food waste at home. If your kitchen or bathroom faucet is covered with cloudy calcium deposits, aluminum foil can be a surprisingly simple way to clean it. All you need to do is tear off a small piece of aluminum foil and crumple it into a ball. Dampen it with a little water, then gently rub it over the areas of the faucet covered with calcium buildup. Move slowly and focus on the spots where the white deposits are most visible. After a few passes, the buildup will begin to come off, and the surface will look noticeably cleaner. This method can also be used on stainless steel fixtures in the kitchen, bathroom, or shower. Once the stains have been removed, wipe the entire area with a clean, dry cloth to remove any remaining moisture. The faucet will look much smoother and shinier without the need for a complicated cleaning process or a cabinet full of cleaning products. The fifth tip is to use aluminum foil to brighten jewelry that has started to tarnish. After wearing jewelry, for a while it often becomes dull and looks no different from an old piece. You can restore its shine by tearing off a few sheets of aluminum foil, crumpling them into small balls, and placing them in a bowl. Next, put the jewelry you want to clean inside, then add enough warm water to fully cover it. Finally, add a little toothpaste and stir well. Let it sit for about 15 to 20 minutes, so the tarnish can gradually soften. When the time is up, remove the jewelry. Gently rinse it with clean water and dry it thoroughly with a soft cloth. You will notice that the surface looks cleaner, brighter, and has regained a noticeable shine. This method is simple, requires very little effort, and is very convenient when you want to quickly refresh old jewelry at home. Do you know why chicken breast always turns out dry no matter how you boil it? It is because you have not learned how to use aluminum foil yet. I tried this method, and the chicken really turned out much more tender. First, season the chicken breast with salt, black pepper, and any spices you like. Once the surface is evenly coated, wrap the chicken breast tightly in aluminum foil to keep the juices inside. Bring a pot of water to a boil, then carefully lower the foil-wrapped chicken breast into the water, making sure it is completely submerged. Boil it for 5 minutes. Then turn off the heat, cover the pot, and let the chicken sit for about 40 minutes. Although the actual boiling time is only 5 minutes, the remaining heat in the water continues to cook the chicken slowly and gently. When you unwrap the foil, the chicken will be tender, juicy, and easy to slice. You can compare it with chicken breast boiled the usual way, which is much drier and tougher. So the next time you want tender, juicy chicken breast, try my method. Most people boil corn the usual way, but steaming is a gentler method that helps preserve its natural flavor and bright color. Even if you do not have a steamer basket, aluminum foil can still help. Place the pieces of corn in the center of a large sheet of aluminum foil. Then carefully fold the edges upward to create a shallow tray. Leave a little space around the pieces of corn so the steam can circulate freely. Bring a small amount of water to a boil in a pot. Then gently place the foil tray inside, making sure the corn stays above the water. Cover the pot and steam it for a few minutes. When you open the lid, the corn will be bright yellow, tender, and juicy, while still keeping its fresh, natural flavor. Do you prefer steamed corn or boiled corn? Let me know in the comments. Finally, you can also use aluminum foil to make small baking molds right at home. First, prepare a few pieces of aluminum foil in a suitable size. Then place each piece over the bottom of a cup and gently press it around the sides with your hands to shape the mold. Once the foil fits snugly around the bottom and sides of the cup, carefully remove it. To prevent the cake from sticking after baking, place a small piece of parchment paper over the bottom of the cup. Then fit the foil mold you just made over it, so the parchment paper sits neatly inside. With just a few simple steps, you now have sturdy little molds with a safe non-stick lining. Now simply pour the batter into each mold and place them in the oven. The result is evenly baked, soft, fluffy cakes that keep a neat and attractive shape. So with just one familiar roll of aluminum foil, you now have many more useful ways to make cleaning food storage, cooking, and baking easier. I hope today's simple tips will help make your household tasks quicker and easier. Which tip did you like best? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.